People get lung infections all the time. People have respiratory problems. And immediately now it's COVID, or called long COVID. Well, let's drop that term. First of all, your body is so congested that it has problems with your respiratory, with what you'll call infections. There is a very simple way to deal with that, where you delete it completely out of your system. If you are a woman, you need a certain element to manage your hormonal health. And most people are completely unaware of this element. It's called perfect iodine. Just look it up. If you type in perfect iodine on Google, you'll find it right away. And what that is a fuel that goes into your system. You drink it in water. It goes in, and every cell in your body requires iodine. This ties into your reproductive system as well as your thyroid function. Now, when you drink the perfect iodine, which is just a small volume per day, it goes into every cell. It gets rid of heavy metals. It deals with fungal problems. But most importantly, once it does that, it converts into iodide. The iodide form of iodine goes to your thyroid and fuels your thyroid. Your thyroid produces T3, T4 iodine hormones. Most people are completely misdiagnosed, especially women are misdiagnosed with hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism. And there's all kinds of terms around that. And the misdiagnosis gets them onto different drugs or supplements that they actually don't need. You want to have your thyroid exercised, and it's got to be fueled. So every cell in your body requires iodine, and you need to give the iodide to your thyroid to function properly. Endometriosis, fibroid cysts, and any reproductive organ issues with a woman is based upon deficiency of iodine. You need iodine every single day of your life. It also helps with skin health. It gets rid of all the problems that people have with blemishes on skin. You can spray it on the outside as well in a very diluted form. But most importantly is to get it into your digestive system every single day, and don't ever miss it. And you'll see what I'm talking about when you do it. Women who are approaching the age where they're going to start to go into menopause, and that could be anywhere from 45 onwards. Some women don't go into menopause till they're in their 60s. But regardless, when you transition from premenopausal into menopausal, you want to make sure your body is fueled properly. And if it isn't, it can give a very rocky ride for several years as you're transitioning. Now, the most important things that we found out about to make sure your body is fueled with is number 1, magnesium, number 2, iodine. So the best form of magnesium is called Ease, and the only iodine you should ever consume is called perfect iodine. You just look it up, and you take it every single day. That fuels your system, so your hormonal system is fueled properly, and you don't have stressful situations, because the reason that menopause can be so erratic is because so much stress comes on the body when you're low in these elements that it throws you into all kinds of mood swings, and it's intolerable for you as well as some of the people around you who are the closest to you. So you don't want to ever have that experience. So one of the things that happened over the last few years is the popularization of a term called COVID-19. And people had symptoms that they then called COVID. Well, COVID-19 is an interesting number because chromosome 19 is the most dense human DNA. So it's not by coincidence that it was chosen to be COVID-19. There's a psychosomatic element to that. People get lung infections all the time. People have respiratory problems. And immediately now it's COVID, or called long COVID. Well, let's drop that term. First of all, your body is so congested that it has problems with your respiratory, with what you'll call infections. There is a very simple way to deal with that, where you delete it completely out of your system. The one thing you do is you take perfect iodine every single day of your life. That will go in and nuke all the garbage that's causing those things. It will just delete it out of your system, so you don't have any more symptoms. That's number 1. Number 2, you got to get your gut health back online. Gut health is where your immune system lives. And the way you get good gut health is not only with the perfect iodine, because that very much supports it, but you got to drink unrefined sea minerals melted into water at 5 grams per liter and 1 liter per 50 pounds of body weight per day until your body is completely cleansed out. I am a living, breathing testimonial of that. I drink sea mineral liquid every single day. Not only does it hydrate your body, but it gives you all the electrolytes to have perfect gut health, clean all the bad microbes out of your system completely, and make sure your body is in equilibrium where you've got a superpower immune system. You have decongested your body completely. Now, during that process, you might cough up a whole bunch of garbage out of your lungs, but that's what you want. You want to get it out. And I never had any infections and no fever. Within the first year of drinking the sea minerals, I coughed up 1 month full. Every 30 minutes, I was coughing up white glue out of my lungs. People thought I was sick. I had no fever and no infection. But all the pollutants that I'd been breathing in the air for my whole life, I was coughing back out. And I had 2 full months in the first year of drinking sea minerals where I did that, with about a month and a half in between the two of them. I wasn't sick at all. But it just shows how much stuff gets in our system. Everyone is super compromised because you're breathing 4 million liters of air a year. Every decade is 40 million liters of air. So in 40 years, that's 160 million liters of air. The older you get, the more you breathe in. This is how you get it all out of your system, by producing clean blood. So when you produce clean blood with the sea minerals, your clean blood pushes all the dirty blood out, and then all the rest of the body can dump into that clean blood, which keeps getting full of garbage, and then it keeps deleting it. If you just sit around and do what everybody else is doing, you're going to just continually get worse and worse until you literally die. So if you want to turn that around, you don't want to die on time, you want to live on time. When you live on time, you just keep living. And that's where we're at right now with the knowledge we have.